Good morning. Hold on one second. Let me make a sip of my tea. So you guys ever have those days where everything goes wrong? No matter how much you plan, no matter how much you prep, it just goes wrong. That was my day yesterday trying to do the video for this week. I could not get my camera to focus correctly. So part of the video of me doing the muffins is later in the day, so you can see my face. I'm a little more coherent. But me actually making the muffins was real early in the morning and I was barely awake. So it's going to be probably a little weird, my voice changing in some of those scenes. And when I went to go record my dad's stories, I didn't charge the batteries enough and they kept dying. I went through three batteries. So his story might be a little abruptly stopped, and that's probably why. And then I spent the afternoon trying to do something like this, explaining the video, and when I got done, it was out of focus. I'm like, okay, all right. And I said, that's enough. I had to remind myself that I'm doing these videos for my family and my friends who want to see my crazy life and not to be some big YouTuber. So, for my friends and family, I hope you enjoy all of my craziness and be patient with me while I'm still learning all these things. And I love you. Mwah. Hey guys, I got up this morning and I did not want to do my run. I don't want to do my run. I don't want to do my run. But I have to go on that thing. And I've got to do my run. It's the right thing to do. But my body says no. So I got to do it anyway. Anyway, I'll see you guys after I do this morning. Okay, now that the run is over with, I'm going to make some somewhat healthy vegan muffins, banana muffins. I also put some blueberries and strawberries in it. But I want to make it on here so I have a video of it in case my kids ever want to make some and they don't, remember how to make it. So they can come here and watch it. So this is some of the stuff I already have staged. This is ground flax seed. And I usually put blueberries in them, but I also have some strawberries, so I'm going to do that today as well. Okay, for a plant-based recipe, you need to replace the egg. So to do that, you use ground flaxseed, and you use 1 tablespoon to 3 tablespoons of warm water. Now, I need 2 eggs, so I'm putting 2 tablespoons in. And then you whisk that up, and that becomes your egg. I think this is like a buttermilk substitute. So we pour 2/3 of any non-dairy milk, and then 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. And then you whisk that up. See how it gets all frothy in there? Now we need to add to the liquid portion 1/3 of oil. I use olive oil, but I wonder if coconut oil would taste better in these. I'm not sure. Now, brown sugar. And that goes into the liquid stuff, by the way. And then we mix all that up. I'm trying not to be too noisy on here with scraping the bowl. Time to mash bananas. Yay. Time to add in the flaxseed. If you can see, it's kind of thickened up now. And that is our liquid portion of the muffins. The rest of it's going to be dry and with the strawberries and blueberries. The next thing we do is 2 cups of this pastry wheat flour. And then a cup of oats. All right, now we're going to add in the dry ingredients. You need some chia seeds, and we need 2 baking powder. Salt, cinnamon, and ginger. Then we're going to mix this up and add in the wet ingredients. All right, once it's all mixed up, I'm going to add in the extra berries that I do, and strawberries, and we're going to add in some big fat blueberries. Then I'm going to prep the cups, spray them with some oil, and put them on a cookie sheet, and then we'll put them in the oven. All right, the muffins are ready, and they're about to be put into the oven. And the oven's set to 350. And I cook those for about 30 minutes. All right.
All right.
While the muffins are cooking
Yes.
and baking,
Yes.
figured you can tell some stories.
Okay. And what do you want to hear about?
I don't know. You have a lot of them.
Yes, I
But
do.
One of them yesterday when Sam was over here giving you a bath, she was putting lotion on your face.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's my mama when I did something right and I made her happy. She put her hands on both sides of my cheeks, and she'd go, "A muja mugel, those está, a those bed," and just rub my cheeks. And I never did find out what that meant. I mean, one time I think I asked her, but I was so young. I said, "Oh, okay," you know, and I went on about my business. But it was an old Italian thing. It's something about pussycat, pussycat. You've been to something. It's some old Italian saying or.
And I remember Grandma said that she didn't remember any Italian.
I know. Every time I asked her, you know, I mean, she'd get on the phone with Grandpa. Grandpa, he was 5 feet, if that, and he smoked these little black cigars. I called them Maduro because years ago I used to work for a cigar company, and but Grandpa had these little nasty little suckers, and Grandpa, she'd get on the phone with Grandpa or be talking to him if she could get him to come over to the house because Grandpa didn't travel. You know, you had to watch Grandpa because he'd go off and forget about where he lives. Yeah. So everybody had to go out and find him. Anyway, Grandpa, he was. I started to tell you about that little cigars. Well, I'm getting old. Something about
your brain jumps between.
Yeah, I'm thinking about so many
stories.
things. Yeah, but my grandpa was my grandpa. I remember my mom used to tell me that he'd spank her and cry. Grandma was the boss of the family. The Italian women are. Well, I'm telling you.
What are you saying about Italian women?
I love them. I love them. I love them. But when my aunts and uncles needed a spanking, Grandma would holler at Grandpa, and he'd go and he'd spank and cry, and just he was
poor guy.
He was a sweet soul. He really was. Anyway, that was about Grandpa. Now, can I mention names on this?
I don't see why not.
Okay. My grandpa's name was Louis Pizzuto, Pazzuto. Just in case anybody wants to do any research. My family came from Venice and from Florence. And as far as I know, the Pizzuto family had, 2 or 3 orchards and there was, I think, 3 or 4 brothers. And Grandpa talked the others into coming over, and they didn't much care for the United States, so they all went back to Italy. Anyway, that's kind of the background there.
We were talking earlier about you've done just about every job there is to do.
Just about, yeah.
I remember you used to tell me stories about being a waiter.
Oh, yeah. I was a waiter in Chicago for a place called the Millionaires Club. It was a large restaurant that really just had waiters, but he had some very nice people. Of course, the majority of them were all mafia, which, was kind of nice too, because you knew if there was anything going to happen, it was going to get exciting. Anyway, I remember one time, and you got to admit, I don't care what you say, the Italians were able to attract and hold on to some really beautiful women. I mean, it was and me being Italian, I was having fits. Anyway, there was this one couple, and very nice. I mean, I keep jumping, but after a while being there, I had mafia that would wait to sit at my stations. I had like 2 rows of large tables. And anyway, I was there one night, and this woman, she was outstanding. And something happened, and I forget what it was, at the table. And I said something, that I thought was kind of cute and, kind of laughed at. And this Italian individual, he gets half out of his chair and leans forward. And when he leaned forward, you saw this weapon hanging from the inside of his jacket. And in answer to whatever I did, he said, "You better believe it." And I said, "Yes, sir. Whatever you want, I will get for you." And I mean, but other than that, I had a lot of mafia. I had one mafia guy come in with his girlfriend, and his wife would come in with their 2 kids. They'd sit at another table, and him and his girlfriend would sit at a different table, and nobody said a word. I mean, it was like, this is all family, and I remember they had a wedding party there one time, and I was, taking care of them, and they went into the bar. We had a separate bar, and so the bride is sitting at the bar, and right where I'm picking up my drinks, and she slips me this piece of paper. I figured, okay, maybe it's a tip. So after I served the drinks, I looked at the piece of paper, and there's a phone number on it, and it says, "Call me." And I thought, okay, let's see, now how would I die?
Probably horribly.
And yes, because here, she just got married. This was her, like, wedding dinner, whatever you want to call it, And, man, I said, yeah, okay. This boy ain't going to be doing that.
Okay, the timer's gone off, and we're gonna get the muffins out. First, I should probably get a minute. What is happening right here? What is happening, Lazaro? That is one spoiled cat right there.